What up, guys? It's your girl, Rara Butterfly, here to do I guess a daily message. I don't know. Okay, just here to deliver a message. Okay, I typically do not do readings like this, and of course, the message is still the same. Any sign, any person, it can resonate for you guys. If you're able to understand and receive. Okay. But I was very much so inclined to do this reading, and actually for a long time now, okay? But today I feel like go ahead and do what I'm really being led to do here, despite what I think others will say or people will feel. I'm somebody that I don't like to step on people's toes. I'm not somebody that, even though, I like the entertainment, I get into the blogs, I'm not somebody that, really likes to really get into it, if that makes sense, okay? But those of you guys that's been rocking with me, that know me, you know that this is not something I typically do, but if I'm doing it, I'm for real about it, okay? So this message can or may not resonate for you guys. It's not to be messy. This is just what I'm being led to say, okay? I have a message here, and I want to start off with CHRISEAN first and foremost. But together, CHRISEAN and Blueface as a whole, I wouldn't say collective, even though they have a lot of influence over the collective right now, okay? I feel that it's very important right now for CHRISEAN, for you to understand that God is using you, okay? God is using you. He's used Blue as well to be able to get to you, okay? But I'm gonna be all the way 100 with you, and this is somebody that I'm crazy too. There's no judgment. I just want to say this to you really and wholeheartedly, and I don't know if you may ever receive this message, but God is telling me that you will. And what I'm getting for you to tell you, as the young lady, the young woman, and everything that you have been through and experienced, that you it's not that it's, I don't want you to be afraid of I wouldn't say karma, okay, but what's about to come in, you have to accept because of what you've allowed. And I'm just going to speak naturally. I'm not going to try to, control my words here, because this is something, like I said, is for you to understand, okay? I'm really speaking to CHRISEAN as I'm saying this, okay? I know this is not, again, something I typically do, but let's just let Ra get it out, y'all, okay? I'm getting, and I keep hearing this young lady, okay? In this time of whatever this is that's going on, you got to understand that God does not allow anybody close to you without any meaning. That's why you have been isolated or outcast or had this, I don't know if it's been hard, but it seems to be difficult life, things that other people haven't, really experienced. This is what's giving you this tough exterior, right? And I feel like when Blue came into your life, he allowed that softness out of you. And it was a part of it that a lot of people in the world can look at it and say, oh, well, he was exploiting her. He was doing this. He was doing that. But really, it wasn't. It was being exploited by God, because God wanted you to be seen. Okay? But God also chose the right person, because he knew how vulnerable your soul was, that anybody could have given you love and attention. It might not have been somebody like Blue that gave you the platform and gave you this highlight. And even though a lot of people have a lot of opinions, none of us know the truth here. But what stands that is being shown here is the influence and the highlight, and that everybody is seeing something here. And I don't care how crazy you seem to be, CHRISEAN, at the end of the day, it seems like this crazy matches with you. This person they're still with you. They're attached to you. So there's something crazy about it. And you guys got a lot of people watching. And it takes me to the message and what God was telling me not long ago, when I speak to those of you guys who watch my platform, of what my mom always has told me and my brother. You guys have a choice to make. Y'all are natural born leaders. And you have a choice. You can rule one, touch one, and take them the right way, and that's all it takes. Or you can lead many down the wrong road, and that's all it takes. The choice is up to you. So my message and what I was getting for you wholeheartedly, CHRISEAN, I'm praying for you, okay, as a mother, a single mother, as somebody that's been through a lot of the same trauma, a lot of the same shit that you've been through, and I think every woman can speak for this, okay? Not just rah-rah or not just anybody. A lot of us can relate in that crazy in love situation when you being real and honest with yourself, right? Where you put yourself out as the crazy person. Because if not, a lot of women, it's one or two options, Krishan. They do what you do, and it's wholeheartedly and it's truthful. And God does see that. And he is protecting you. And then you got the other group of people that they don't put that show on, but they'll go talk to their homegirls and they'll go set things up and they'll destroy homes, you know, in this silent sabotage and a silent sabotage. I wouldn't say what the baby mama is doing in this situation, but it's very much so like that. So it's almost as if God is saying that he's commending you. He's proud of you. But don't think that you didn't do what you did. And I hate to say that to you because, Krishan, I don't want you to feel like you've done anything wrong. You hadn't, but there's lessons learned here. And that's why I'm saying that the message is not just for you. It is about Blueface, because he also has a message here and a reason that needs to be cleaned up. But we also have to embrace the fact that both of you guys, one thing why people are so interested in watching this and seeing this and speaking on this and what God is showing me here is that the fact that it's about the love. No matter what, you guys seem to be, y'all acting or y'all seem to be in love. That's the message he has been trying to get spread since day one. We're not talking about Jesus. We're talking about God. The same way he see the best in us, we see the best in people. Even when they bring out the worst, the attachment is stronger when you see the best in them. There was a reason you were led down that path. But it's been choices, Krishan, when it comes back to you. And we're going to get to Blueface, don't worry, babe. But it's not about him. Right now, it's more so about you. You carrying the seed, right? And this message is not for everybody. You guys don't have to carry on with this. You guys don't have to like it, whatever. We'll come back with a Virgo reading. But please respect what I'm saying and what I'm doing right now, okay? Anywho, Krishan, you carrying the seed. You know about God. Blueface does too. But you understand it because in a way, you always speaking about God. Always. And I'm not saying this to shun nothing upon you. I see it in you, baby girl. Keep using that gift. But I'm also telling you that you got to understand how things are being used and not thinking that that's what you have to hold on to. Not remaining stuck, because it's almost as if you fighting the world because you're trying to protect the enemy. Instead of realizing that it's not even the enemy, it's just realizing the enemy is trying to destroy something that is protected around you. You got a lot of learning to do, a lot of growth to do, a lot of experiencing in this world, and I'm not gonna lie to you about that part. That part is real, Krishan. But the biggest message here is that allow God to use you, because what you're failing to realize is the isolation. If I isolated you as a child from your family, I didn't mean for you to go get attached to the first thing that I gave you that felt good. I needed you just to be comfortable in that moment. I needed you to see what it was. Sometimes it's almost giving me that same story like Paul. You get what I'm saying, Krishan? At one point, Paul was fighting anybody who was using the word of Christianity. But when all of it was said and done, then he was ready to fight against. But what had been done had been done. Nobody else could see it that way. And he was ready to accept whatever came with it, life or death. And I feel like that's the point that you're in. But you got to get to that point of accepting that no matter what, there was a point where, yeah, you was going to fight for Blue more than you fought for you. And you might not want to admit this publicly, and I'm not trying to shame you publicly, but of course this is a public situation. I wish I could speak to you one-on-one as, you know, a little sister, as woman to woman, not on no bullshit, not on what you could offer me, not on what you got, nothing. I wish I could really talk to you and tell you this face to face, so you understand how real and how humble this message is that I'm bringing to you. Because like I said, I really don't do this, and you really don't do this. Just because you allowed something, you accepted something, it doesn't make that who you are and what you have to continue to accept. But I know that for a fact, God is saying that you have to accept what has happened, the hand you played, what you have allowed. And that is in no way to bring you down, baby. I really hope that you can receive this message, okay? But what I'm getting here is, CHRISEAN, like, whatever comes with it, comes with it. You might not be penalized in an actual prison. You've been through that. Mentally, physically, through childhood, whatever, even under that hand. And I'm not saying that the Blueface is some bad, big person. No, okay? But what I'm saying is that it's been a point, it's been a time, it's been an understanding here where you had to really, you know, kind of let yourself see that I'm better than this. But because nobody is giving you that platform to see it, even when it's being handed to you by millions of people, it don't feel that way. Because why? Blue was the only person that has invested in giving it and taken the time. But it's important for you to realize what you have accepted in that time. That's not what was intended for you, but that was what was intended for you. You had to go through this so that you can understand this reason of being isolated. Because when you don't have that around you and you got this heart that want to give and want to, you know about God and you want the love, you want this. It's something that I don't know what desire this is within you. It's not going to be a child that fixes it. It won't be Blue that fixes it. This is something that you're going to have to realize of what you carry inside of you and what you give to the world. That's a part of you. It doesn't mean that's what you need in order for you to grow, in order for you to be. You don't have to go refill it. And I feel like that's something you're used to doing. You find a replacement and you hold on, you hold on, you hold on. Don't do that anymore. You need to get into this moment of isolation. So I definitely feel that God is using you and he using Blue. He using both of y'all. One of y'all, God got a hand on one of y'all that it doesn't matter what the enemy work is doing or what people are thinking, that he wouldn't use y'all to be putting y'all in a position like this. Because the way that things are being highlighted, even though it's being broadcasted, it's not the truth. And let me tell you, it's a lot of things that the devil is doing that we will never get to see. And it's fueling way more than this because people are blinded to it. So there is beauty in the message that you guys are broadcasting, but both of you guys are about to be isolated. And my prayer for both of you guys is that God continues using you guys, that you guys open up your eyes, that you can see what it is that your mission and your purpose is. It's bigger than what you think when it comes to music, entertainment, a paycheck. It's bigger, okay? Because you guys are showing people what love is, but you got to take accountability to also what you're allowing people to see. Everything ain't for everybody, and this is why God is isolating you guys, so that there can be intimate moments with him. Because once you have an intimate moment with him, you're going to realize how precious the time is to be intimate with the person that is bringing something that makes you better. Because what's destroying it is the opinions of others. If Blueface was somebody regular and just had the money, but not this fame and character, and you guys still met and had this love life, none of us would know about all of this going on. There wouldn't be all this temptation. And this was what there takes me to Blueface, of God telling you that, Blueface, I showed you a broken home. I showed you what women go through, what they put up with, what they willing to sacrifice. And that's what actually fueled you to go out here and make music, go out here and have this imagination of, I can do this, I can do that, trying to get away from what was bad in your household. He didn't say I showed you those things to make you hate women and be gangster and control people. That is a facade. And I'm not saying that it's not real. You've gotten allowed to do it. So yes, it is real. But is that who you are? Because there's something inside of you that chose CHRISEAN, and it's brokenness. It's pain. It's letdown. It's what you've seen growing up around. It's so when you see somebody that has that in them and you see the star in them and you know you got the star in you that nobody else sees, it is a reason God has put you guys together. But you both have choices. Not only do you guys have choices, you guys both have to take accountability for the choices that you already have made. It's not Erykah Badu putting no spell on you. God is allowing these things to happen so certain things can be seen. Because y'all know how many people living their life like this and living in lies, especially entertainers. Especially the people that we looking up to. And we put these facades on. And we trying to go be like and act like. Thank God, CHRISEAN and Blueface showing y'all what this shit really look like. That a lot of these people in admiration for. Thank God that CHRISEAN still talk about God. So I don't want to draw out this message, but I was very much so inclined to say this, that CHRISEAN, you got to get away from certain people. Still, it's not about Blue, it's about you. Blue being isolated because he got to see that it ain't about you. It's about him. It's not about his mother. It's not about the sister. It's not about the career. It's not about the kids. It's not about the fame. It's not about the money. He got to understand there is something about him that God put him in a position in to be able to either do the right thing or the wrong thing. But either time it comes to a point where you got to face that. And I want to point out one big message. I was getting this, and reason why I gave this message, because I don't really keep up with all of this, but every so often I see this stuff, okay? Just like all of us. And today I seen that he went to jail. I'm like, damn, that's crazy. People already was saying Erykah Badu, whatever. Y'all know how you go, you know, when you a spiritual person like me. And all of a sudden, I seen that somebody was posting something about her explaining, like, yeah, look at me. I'm good. I'm protected. I don't have nothing to say. God got me, A, B, and C. Yes, which he does. But it still hurt. Not only that, the reason that he told me to post this message is because the whole time she was speaking about God, whole time she delivering her truth, she got somebody right on the side of her in the background, flashing up their phone, trying to get them to see whatever they got on their phone. They doing all this with their hand behind their head. It's like, look, you can't jump from one to the next, man. You got to see what it is. Isolate yourself or God will isolate you. Realize what he giving and what he bringing you. I'm telling you, for real, for real. I see the number 622 on the clock. And I'm also telling you, CHRISEAN, like, man, you running out of time. Don't let your 20s be your prime. You have nothing to prove. Step back from the scene. That is what God is requiring you to do right now. You don't have to say nothing. You don't have to give nobody nothing. Look, step back from the scene. You're going to have people telling you to testify. You got to live with that when that's your child's father. You got to live with whatever this is. Not only do you got to live with it, your child got to see it. These same folks that's like, yeah, hot girl summer, fuck that nigga. Man, your heart don't feel that way, CHRISEAN, so don't live that way. But it's okay to be by yourself. It's okay to take care of yourself. It's okay to take what is yours and not give back. But you need to spend moments alone, because you're going to understand when this time really hit, friend, you ain't going to have a lot of people around you. All these people around you giving you the support and advice. When that child come, and that's what Blue been really trying to express, but in all the wrong ways. It sound good, but it ain't going to be like that. When men choose to take on women that's emotionally damaged, and this is real, it could be the best of them, God-fearing women. And that be the ones that been through some things, and they need a God-fearing man to show them, like, look, no, I'm not like that. But when they take on that role, I want you guys all to understand that's very hard. When you dealing with a person, whether it's a male or a female, that God has a calling on your name, it's very hard. When God got a calling on both of y'all, it's very, very hard. Why you think Jay-Z and Beyonce choose to be so private? Why you don't see all this news coming out? We ain't even got to use them about Donald Trump and not Donald Trump, Obama and Michelle. But we can say the same thing about Donald Trump and his wife. How they getting more news and more of this platform, but really showing something about real love, because you guys gotta all know we all went through this phase and this stage of some toxic love. And even if you didn't, you seen that in your life. You know what I'm saying? So I'm praying for you guys, especially, a lot of us, we've been talking about black love, and it's deeper than just that. But I'm praying for healing, okay? Because I'm praying that we don't keep raising broken children. It's not about what happened to CHRISEAN. It's not about what happened to Blueface. It's not about the mistakes that they made. I just pray that there's healing so that when the child that comes into this world, they able to give the right message. They able to live freely and be happy. Sometimes we can't help who God chose us to be. But we can help how we give it to the world. Sometimes it's bigger than you, and people will see you at your downfall. But when he brings you to the top, it's important for you to realize the downfall didn't make me or break me, but now that I'm at the top, I am expected to move a certain way. And it's not for the crowd. It's for God. So when he's telling you to get by yourself, get along. When he's telling you, you got this, you can do this. When he's telling you, I got you protected and you're covered, you're covered. But at the same time, you got to understand that he can't control where he going to take you and what he going to bring and pull you through and introduce you to, get you attached to. That's up to you. So CHRISEAN, with this glory that you got, this protection or whatever you're saying, let it be real. Need no one. Need nothing. Go back to your family. Go back to your home, man. Start making it there, because you're going to need that. All these friends you making around here and people telling you A, B, and C, these fans, followers, man, I promise you, let you not have a pot to piss in. Let you become an addict. Let you become homeless. Them same folks that look at you on the street and do interviews about you, folks, and they won't even be around to give you $1. They'll say, I'm praying for you. I hate that happened. You got to wake up. And the same thing that goes on with Blueface, because you got to understand the reason why he really attached to CHRISEAN, because he know that if he ever felt to the bottom of the motherfucking lake, that girl would jump in it. But because he cannot control her, because she got a calling that's big, not only in her life, his life, and the same thing for him. It's hard to understand that, though, when you got the same calling. So this is a situation a lot of us don't understand, but what I will say is that God is using them both. This is a situation where it's important for us to realize how important it is to stay out of other people's shit. You can't be a crutch or a clutch for everybody. You can't help and save everybody. But you also, it's important for you not to always commentate on everything. Not to always think this is the way that things should be. Because I'm telling you, it's going to be a big message in this. A very big message. And a lot of people was rooting for it to go the wrong way. A lot of people was rooting for this situation to be on some life or death shit. So CHRISEAN gonna end up killing Blueface. Blueface gonna end up doing this. But God will rather isolate them before he allowed that. But until they come into this awareness and this acceptance, and this allowance, or when they do, rather, that's when none of that shit matters, because they won't have anything to prove. It's a lot about being private and being intimate and also being honest. They did that part, but it came with so much that they wasn't ready for it, man. They were ready for it, but it's a lot. And I get it, I see it, but they about to both be set down. And both of them are protected. Both of them. Both of them come from families, no matter what their families look like, what it seemed like, no matter how they feel about their mothers and their fathers, whoever they family are, whoever they grandparents or grandmothers, great-grandparents are, it was a hell of a protection and a hell of a belief in both of their lives where both of them know God. And both of them are protected. And be careful what you wish on people. Commentating from things you don't know from the outside in. Be careful what you wish on them, because you can see that happening in your life. And they got to thank God that at least they can afford to deal with it. At least they got people to depend on and lift them back up. They also have to understand that it's nothing but God that has got them there, putting them there, and going to keep them there. But Chrisean, I keep getting this message too. I don't know why this is so important for me to tell you. You are protected, my love. But you got to understand what comes with everything that you have accepted. And it's a lot. And God got you because he understands. But you need to understand your hand in this. Your fight in this. So when you decide to lay down the armor, you're not holding on to no barrier to yourself or these weapons that destroy you, where you got to jump on to the next person, the next thing, or the next wave. God wants you to, he don't want you a part of all of that. He wants you to know you're supposed to be all of that, but not a part of all of that. You not somebody that run around saying, fuck these niggas, I don't need this, I don't need that. You're somebody that fight for love. You fight for God. And you've been fighting to be heard your whole life, and yet it's always highlighted in the wrong way. And this is why God is trying to isolate you so that he can really get close to you, and he about to show you. And it's not going to come with all of that because you're not there. But when you choose to get back in the light, baby, it's going to be the same thing in a better way, as the best version of you. God telling you that I'm not going to forsake you, I'm not going to leave you, but he does want you to understand where he has brought you. You can't thank them. You can't ask them. You can't jump out in the crowd and think it's going to heal these wounds on the inside. When you got pregnant, that was the time for you to be isolated. You got a important person inside of you. And it may just look like I'm just going to the club. I'm just talking about this, that, and the other. It may not look like that much, but every person, every soul, every energy that you encounter while you have this baby inside of your womb, do you know they're touching that child? Every hand that rubs on your belly, do you know that all hands ain't thinking good things? It might not even be about bad things about you, but bad things in their life, and they touching your belly, your womb. It's not about what you got to prove, baby girl, but it's about what you need to do, what you never got. It's not that you have to, but as a mother, it's what you should do. Nobody says when we pregnant, we can't go out. But God is saying you protected enough. Like you said, right? You can hop on a private jet and get away. Well, you protected enough to stay at home and miss some paychecks so that you make sure your baby is surrounded in the environment that it's been hard for, that you've been fighting for your entire life. Do you not understand the importance of this? Everybody else don't hear what Blue is saying because he's saying it in many wrong ways because that's all he know. But it's truth behind it. We can't baby her. We can't baby him. We can't crucify either one of them. But when you become an adult, you see the world as an adult. And as an adult, we understand these type of things. And all we can do is what? Pass on our wisdom. And that's when it comes. That's when they asking for it. And unfortunately, when you are highlighting your whole entire life for the public eye, you don't know. You got to be able to accept the wisdom versus people just speaking. Versus broadcasters, opinionators, non-factors. But I feel that God got a calling on both of y'all, because there's no way that he would have brought you guys together. There's no way there would be all of this attention on this situation. And I know that he's telling me that isolation is going to be your place of real protection right now. So you have a choice to isolate and get straight, isolate and no longer be great. Don't mean that that's going to stop the greatness that's already going here. It's already in motion. He could use that child. God is more focused on protecting the legacy than protecting anybody here. And when I say body, I mean the flesh. So I'm going to give one spiritual as fuck message. We ain't pick up one card. We don't need to. That is the message I stand on. I stick with, whether it hits or it don't hit. If it ain't for you, it ain't for you. We don't need the extra comments. We don't need the negative shit. This is what I was led and inclined to do here spiritually and through God here. Okay. I'm going to pull one final message just to clarify for those. Not those, for CHRISEAN and Blueface here. Ancient proverb. If you meet more than 2 assholes a day, you're it. Anais Nin said, we don't see things as they are. We see them as we are. So 1 or 2 assholes could be random. 3 assholes is a clear sign you got a splinter. You got your splinter glasses on. Take a moment to check in with your perception of things. It might just be that you, Cupcake, are the asshole. Luckily for you and everyone else, you got that power. You got the power to change that. When you're not used to love, man, and somebody that wants to love you, some of y'all wouldn't understand this. Now, and I was talking about that broken thing, but it takes a broken thing to understand it, 2 assholes. But the important thing is not to create another one. Not to create another broken one. You get what I'm saying? But when you have tried to love somebody because you've been broken, so you see that in them and that attachment is strong, man, it can do one of the 2 things. Bring out the worst of you guys because you're not going to let it go, or bring out the best because you are able to let go. But you can't always try to find for replacements and people or things just to cover it up. It's no coincidence. All of this is happening this way. And it takes some of us that actually know life, not the situation, but know life, to learn how to take a step back. Even if things are being highlighted and put on the forefront, learn how not to get involved, because sometimes, just like with our kids, we got to do that with them so they can see things their way. Okay, so I don't know why I had this message to give today, but this is what I have. I'm going to let it be that, okay? I don't know what all of this is about, but I see it's an entanglement, okay? So now, listen to the earth sign here. This karmic attachment is time to be released. Time for it to be separated. Time for energy to be protected, and God is going to protect us at any cost. And he is protecting you. Doesn't mean that he won't allow you to be in certain situations if you won't allow him to protect you. That is the message that I have for you guys, both CHRISEAN and Blueface. I'm praying for you guys. I'm praying for your child. I know that God has a hand on you guys. I know that you guys are going to see many great things in life. This is a small lesson, a small setback for many great steps steps that you guys are going to be taking forward, no matter what it is. It could be on your children or on y'all's lives at the end of the day, or the people that you guys have touched already. At the end of the day, I feel like there's a huge wake-up call happening, not just for y'all, but for everyone. So that is going to be the protection on both of you guys. You guys are chosen. But just because somebody is your soulmate does not mean that you guys are meant to be together. You guys could be forced to work together for a greater cause, okay? And that's just what this situation is. But you both need to go through this deep rooted situation of forgiveness, and God is with both of you guys. There's no right, there's no wrong, there's no mistake. God never makes mistakes, okay? You guys need to just free yourself from whatever this childhood trauma and bondage that you guys are both holding on to. You guys need to release that, and that's what I'm praying, that God breaks through and heals for you guys. Any generational curses, any lies, any setbacks, any of this temptation, the doubt, the negativity, that it's not that it's in you, but has been surrounded around you your entire life. It's hard for you to discern or decipher how to move forward, or it has been. But at this time, you guys seem to be knowing better, and God is saying, do better. Don't think about what you know. When you know better, you do better. That's the real pimping. That's the real flex. That's the real win. So I love you guys. I pray that this message definitely reaches you. If it doesn't, it's going to reach some way through somebody else. And whoever makes it to the Blueface and CHRISEAN with the same thing that I'm saying, kudos to you. I thank you for being in I guess, what is this? I wouldn't say competition. It's not competition. An alliance. I thank you for being in alliance with me. Thank you so much. I really wasn't trying to be funny there. I couldn't think of the word because the fleshly side of me was kicking in. But spiritually and soulfully, I honestly appreciate it, because the biggest message here is for it to be known, for it to be heard, okay? So I love you guys, and I will see y'all next time. I'm about to click right back in for a Virgo message. So if you down for the get down, I'll see y'all. Bye-bye.